Hey guys, so for today I wanted to take a different approach for the video. I wanted to talk about my personal Apple ecosystem lineup for 2023. So starting off with my lineup, I feel it's the device that most people are introduced into the ecosystem. It's their primary device. It's the device you're always holding, or at least day to day. And well, that's the iPhone. I personally have the iPhone 13 Pro Max, a Graphite 256 storage, and I've taken really good care of this. Now, I mostly take the 256 for the extra storage, as 120 is simply cannot, it's not enough for me. But a neat feature is that if you get a 256 or higher, so if you get a 512 or a terabyte of storage, if you use a terabyte, which I'm impressed, first of all, for if you use a terabyte of storage on your phone, and I feel sorry for your wallet. But, anyways, you're able to record ProRes video mode, which is introduced on the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max series, at 4K at 30 frames per second. Now, if you get to 128, you're capped at 1080 at 30 frames per second. So if you want like the best of the best and all the features, well, I would go for the 256 storage. Although, unfortunately, Apple doesn't sell the 13 Pro or 13 Pro Max, so you're gonna have to buy one refurbished if you want. Anyways, this was introduced in 4 colors, right? We got graphite, we got silver, we got gold, and syrup blue. Also, we got the Alpine green color, which was introduced only a few months ago. Interestingly enough, the 13 Pro Max was the first phone that I broke. Prior to this, I had a Sierra Blue, which is my favorite color and my favorite phone of all time. But I didn't buy Apple Care, and somehow when you don't buy something, it ends up breaking. But when you do, it never does. So I'm not sure what to do. Anyways, that's the first phone that I ever broke. And I regretted not buying Apple Care because it would have been cheaper to buy Apple Care and pay the fee or deductible than having to pay for a new phone. Anyways, going into the next device of my ecosystem, we have a device that many people love, and that is the iPad mini 6. This was introduced 2021, I believe 2021. We have a good 8.3-inch display, and we have support for Apple Pencil 2 on an iPad mini, which I believe the iPad 5, it still had the home button, so we could only use the first gen Apple Pencil, which if you remembered, it charged by the bottom, which was kind of strange, but that's how it worked. Anyways, for our biometrics, well, we have Touch ID on the home button. We also got USB-C on the iPad mini. And well, I got this in the purple color, 64 gigs, because I don't really need a whole lot of storage on on an iPad, as most of the time this is kind of just for reading, doing notes, and like slight or daily tasks, such as like YouTube. That's what I have to say about the iPad. And going into the most powerful of them all is the MacBook Pro. When I say of them all, I mean like out of my whole lineup is the MacBook Pro 14-inch 2021 screen. Now, Now this is the base model, nothing too fancy. It's MacBook Pro though, so I guess it's kind of fancy. 512 SSD, 16 gigs of RAM. It does everything I need it to do. And quite frankly, I don't really use the full power of it all the time. But on the plus side though, the MacBook Pro 14-inch and 16-inch, well, were able to plug it to two external up to 6K monitors. We have additional ports because if you remember, well, prior to the 2021 MacBook Pro, we only had USB-C ports. So the fact that we get more ports on this, well, it was something completely different, which I'm glad Apple did at the time. So obviously now we have MagSafe 3 on the MacBook Pro, which is now on the MacBook Airs M2 and the newer 2023 MacBook Pros. We have two USB-C ports with a Thunderbolt 4 supported, a headphone jack. On the other side, we have a HDMI port, another USB-C port, and a full-on SD card reader. Also, we got a little notch on the MacBook Air. Now, MacBook Pro, my bad. And the MacBook Pro, we have 120 hertz on a MacBook, which is the first time we ever got 120 hertz. So now we have 120 hertz on the iPhone, the MacBook, and the iPad Pro. Which I don't have an iPad Pro, but if you have one, it's nice. You start getting used to it, and if you know what I mean. Anyways, going into the last but not least device of my life, the Apple Watch Series 7. This is the stainless steel version, the graphite stainless steel version, and it's the 41 millimeters. As I have small wrist, so although I've owned the 45 and the 44 in the past, I don't like the size. Not for me, at least. If you have a bigger wrist, oh yeah, I would totally go because it has a larger screen. It's like $30 more than the regular one. Well, I mean, than the smaller one. But other than that, it's pretty much. If you go for the stainless steel, I believe it's like $50 or $100. I'm not too sure about that. But anyways, going to the watch. All right, the Series 7 is pretty much like 98% of what the Series 8 has to offer, which is why I didn't personally go for the Series 8. As the only really difference that I see from this to the 8 is, well, crash detection, which, yes, is very, very helpful, and cycle counting. I believe that's the feature. But other than that, it's pretty much exactly the same. And the stainless steel, my problem was that I can never, so even though I wouldn't like throw it around by any means, it would still somehow find a way to get scratched. And I noticed that on the stainless steel versions, well, it's much harder to get scratched and much harder to get cracked. I've never broken a watch either, but still, you never know. Also, it looks a lot nicer. A lot nicer is what I'm trying to look for. Obviously, if you have this on a leather band, well, that's gonna be better. But I don't have a leather Apple Watch band because it's like $100 for my. It's probably more. So that is the my current line. I believe that's all I have to say for my Apple ecosystem lineup for today. And I seriously hope you're enjoying my videos. I wanted to say that I'm really grateful for the views on our second video, the review on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. That got a whole lot more views than I expected it to. So that's very helpful, and I wanted to thank you guys for that. Now, with all that said and done, that's where I'm gonna end the video. Have a nice day.